Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining me this evening on the In Review and the late one, looking at some of the top news. Hope you can hear me very well. My name is Sylbourne Sydial, and today is the 25th of January 2024 at 9 p.m. And the weather outside in the UK, it's 9 degrees or so. Let me see what I tell you what the weather is like today. And this morning it is outside. It's 11 degrees Celsius, ladies and gentlemen. And for those on TikTok, thank you so much. Welcome to the late one. And as I keep saying all the while, there's always new news, always breaking news worldwide. Jamaica, UK, USA, all the way in Birmingham, Leeds, and everywhere. But I want to thank you so much for coming on this evening. I don't want to say that I hope that everyone is okay. This morning I took a very interesting walk in the park this morning. I did it very briskly. Last week we had my good friend Anthony Francis, and he was on the show. It was talking about prostate, and of course, there's more intensity in that area. More men are being aware of this. As we said, 1 in 4 black men have prostate cancer. Will have it, but would it be great to change that narrative to say that um, these things won't happen, but people have got to be aware of these things no matter what. And it's not just prostate. They also talk about the whole aspect of diabetes. This is another factor. Or hypertension. Rest in peace, Martin Luther King's son, who passed away just last week, just a few days ago, because of prostate cancer as well. So therefore, it is something which is out there, and we have just got to be as much as possible be aware. So let me bring in Sir Garry. Garry, how are you doing, sir? Good afternoon, and welcome to you. You can hear me, Garry? Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening.
Fantastic,
Yeah,
fantastic,
it's
fantastic.
great. It's great to be with you.
Yes, and I think it's an honor as well to be here as another Thursday evening. And is it interesting that the day is moving so fast? Can you imagine it is the 25th already, Gary? The 25th of the first, 2024.
Yes, it's going by very quickly. Well,
Yeah.
the good book says, as my dad says, the good book says that the Lord will shorten the days, so that the very elect will be spared.
The very elect will be spared.
Mm.
The very elect. Wow. This morning I was walking in the park, and I was really talking about the power of the people, because as I said, we've got to move from the narrative of waiting for governments to do things, but people need to recognize that they do have the power. And then while I was saying the people have the power, and the power is in the people, and the government and leaders, they believe they got the ultimate power, but no, actually that power is in the people. But then I recognize as well, and you will say that sometimes the people do not know that they have the power. And then the scripture came to me, and it was like this: they that know their God will do exploits.
Yes.
They that know their God will do exploits. But the most important thing about that is that it's just like with people have to know who they are and to recognize.
Yes. True.
So yes, I was stealing your thunder, man.
Not at all, my friend. Not at all. Not at all.
um, well, yeah. Listen, I mean, as a topic that I coined today, I was saying, is a time up for Rishi Sunak, because there's another MP who is they're asking for him to step aside, and I always find that a bit very strange. Not sorry, I find that very strange, because if any call for Rishi Sunak to leave, I might as well just pack up and just give Starmer the key and just don't bother waste people time. What do you think?
No,
Save a
well,
lot of money.
yeah. I think Silver, we knew that the day would come when they would say that Sudan needs to step back. I think
Mm,
we were expecting it to happen, whether sooner or later. But I think that the reason why that Sunak is being called as, and they are not, these individuals will not say the reasons why. They will use other areas. They will use other things to kind of say that Sunak is not the man to be in a position. Or I think one of the MPs did say that. What did they say? I think it was rather. I think it was very. Um, it was very nice what he said. Anyway, if you read between the lines, whatever he was saying wasn't giving Sunak a very good label. But
Mm.
he's Asian. He's not British. He's not white. And so I think they want him to go. Now now when he appointed David Cameron
Yes.
into the position of foreign secretary, we did say at the time, I believe we did say, if you are on my wavelength, that
Mm.
it's just a move to get David Cameron back into government, and even probably as the one to take the helm back, because he
Is it?
seems to be more of a safe hand, and he's got the experience of being prime minister.
Mm.
So
Let
um,
yeah.
Sunak has brought some credibility. Give that to him. He's brought
Yes.
some credibility back to the office of prime minister, because
Mm.
he's brought back business as usual, in the sense that when last have you heard a joke about Sunak with his hair not combed, or with his shirt out of his pants,
Mm.
or that he's a joker, and people
Mm.
are laughing at him, or they don't know what he's going to say because of the gaffes he may pull. You don't hear of anything like that. You just don't hear
Mm.
anything of Sunak, and I think he's brought some credibility back to the government. But obviously, there are some people who do not recognize that at all. They don't recognize that. They see him as an Asian gentleman, not white and not British enough to lead the country for a full term. It's sad that he
Yes.
was not elected by the country, and I believe also that the greater party, or the greater majority of of this nation, probably wouldn't vote an Asian gentleman to be a prime minister. And that
Yes.
may be going out on a limb. But at the same time, I think we've got to be able to see and to speak truth, you know. So that's how I see it. I don't see it any
Yes.
more than what is being played before us at this time.
Yeah. Because as you're saying, Simon Clark, or the former in the final in the not in with what is it? Let me just play this bit here if I can actually play it. Simon Clark here. Yeah. There is the Sunak Authority challenge. First challenge by Tory minister. You see, one of the things that they talk about is they use these words like extinction is a very possibility with the prime minister.
I mean,
Um,
what does he mean by that?
yeah,
What is he really saying by that?
yeah,
I think that
yeah,
is I think that is rude. I think that's very
yes.
rude.
And you're right. You're right in a sense when you really look at it. I must say to a certain extent that there is a level of stability in the country at the same time. I think Rishi Sunak, put aside any party leanings, that there's a level of not control, but is a safe pair of hands, Rishi Sunak.
Well, he has been. I mean, there was another statement there. If you can, I don't know if you can go back a bit. It came up just after the extinction
Extension.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, extinction bit. But there was a something there about massacre, electoral massacre under his leadership.
But
What
yeah,
electoral massacre has happened? Because the
yeah,
only massacre that's taken place under his leadership is when you've got these Tory MPs that are resigning, causing by-elections to take place. That's the only
yeah.
reason why there's an electoral um, massacre. They're
Yes.
bringing it on themselves.
Mm.
Sunak has nothing at all to do with that. So,
Some,
so
yeah.
I,
Go on. Yeah. Mm.
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Someone on TikTok even just said a while ago, Gemini. At least we have him. That we have him under the concept that will we ever have a non-white Labour leader? And let's flag up that point. You see, I'm a student of history, and we've got to recognize history is a key factor. When there was the two last general elections, there was the brother Ed Miliband. Of course, David Miliband is what people wanted to be the prime minister then. Ed Miliband went into that election, and the polls were going his way. He even had a tablet, and that tablet was like a Moses with the 10 laws or something like that, and he lost. And then Jeremy Corbyn came in at the same time, and everybody believed that Jeremy Corbyn would be the one that win this election. And these polls were leading, but not as much as how it is now. And he didn't win.
I
So,
mean,
so
the
I'm,
thing about
yeah, yeah. Mm,
I mean, the thing about it now, all of the Labour Party leaders that have come in, like Ed Miliband, I think the Labour Party turned the wrong corner with him. I think if David Miliband came in, then the whole country would have gone behind the Labour Party. I think David Miliband was the man to
yes,
be the Labour minister, and he could have been the prime minister that the United Kingdom never had.
mm.
But anyway, I mean that's by the by.
But
Then
he's not.
it comes
Yeah,
up.
go on. Yeah,
Then it came down to Jeremy Corbyn, which of course I don't think I don't think he should ever have become the
party
Labour
leader.
the Labour leader in the first place. But
Mm,
but what he did, which was wrong in my mind or in my eyes, is that when he became the party leader, he never ever placed any young future leadership under him for him to mentor them. They were all of the same age group as he was. Now,
yes,
how can you influence a country? How can you influence an institution like the United Kingdom to look generationally forward when you've got a
yes,
bunch of 60, 70-year olds without having at all any young 20, 30, 40-year olds underneath straight away, so that when you step aside, because what he should have done is that he should have brought them up to a level, yes, step aside and let
yeah,
them move forward. But what did he do? He tried to lead them into a
yeah,
general election, and he couldn't do it. There was no way, there was absolutely no way that the United Kingdom was going to elect Jeremy Corbyn to be the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. There was no
yeah.
way. I saw it. Even Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles could have seen that Jeremy
Until it,
Corbyn could
until it
not
goes.
have done it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
now, now we may have been in a probably worse or similar position as the United States at this moment, even though I believe that Joe Biden could, is probably it compared to Jeremy Corbyn is in a better situation. However, Joe Biden, as it is right now, is a lame duck president
yes,
because of his age, and I think his health is suffering. That's what I'm seeing. I respect Biden, and the reason why I respect Biden again was because when he came in the time that he did, based on the situation in which Donald Trump kind of left the United States, even though I liked Trump's presidency only because he said he did what he said when he was campaigning. He's the only president, in as much as he was um,
Erratic.
not very popular amongst, and he was erratic, he
Yes.
still did what he said he was going to do. Yeah.
Yes.
So with Biden coming in and winning the presidency, I think he kind of brought some kind or a notion of stability within the United States, and which is far more important, a stability within world economy, world politics. The
Yeah.
world needed someone to come in to the presidential
To quiet
office
things down. To quiet things down.
the steady things, because that's what they needed. They
Yeah.
needed someone. Now, if I may just go on a little further, not so much on Sunak, but just to kind of tie things up.
Yes.
Now, with how things are in the world today, I believe there isn't any other individual right now that I can see within the Republican Party or the Democratic Party that could bring leadership, and leadership is in bold, black, large letters, because the world today needs a show of strong leadership. I really strongly believe that. And if Trump goes back in, now I'm not saying that he is, of the godlike status. I don't know if I'd want to go so far,
Yes.
Sylbourne, but I think that based again on what he did in his last tenure, going into what he's going in now, he's pulling a large baggage behind him, because obviously, as the world knows, he's in court. He's fighting to save his life, really, and all that kind of stuff. So I understand that. I do understand that. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that everything that has been said about him is true. I'm not, because I don't know the facts. I don't know the
Yes.
facts. But what I do believe is that if Trump goes in, based on what's happening right now in the world and with what certain countries are trying to bully their way through, and Biden seems to be quite weak in that respect.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
Trump, who seems to be far more stronger
Yes.
in his character, and and he seems to have a little bit more vision on where he wants his country to be,
Yes.
and stance of it, then I
Yes.
think that Trump would be the best one. But Sunak also, if
Yes.
you bring somebody else a little weaker than Sunak, and I don't think, and I'll just put my cards on the table here. I don't think that
Yes.
Starmer has the strength of will, neither of character, to kind of lead to lead the UK as it is
Yes.
right now. Sunak is showing more stamina now. I think he's
Mm.
showing more strength now than he has ever
Yes.
shown. And I believe that you don't need
Yes.
somebody like Starmer to come in and then begin to
Yeah.
bully his way through.
Yeah.
Neither do you need
Gary,
him to
I
get
want to.
into.
Gary, I want to bring in Herbert in. I want to bring in Herbert in into the frame. I don't know if you realize that the King of Kings was here and the boss was there. He just sitting down calmly. Did you know that Herbert was there, wanting to say something?
Oh yes, I saw him. I saw him there, but I needed to finish what I was saying, so I finished. And it
Okay.
was next
Are you
conversation.
are you finished? Are you finished? Are you,
Well, I'm finished. I'm finished.
you're finished? Okay.
I can,
Herbert.
I
Herbert. Good evening.
I
How are
can.
you doing, sir?
Evening.
Um.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go on.
Listen.
You go on. Especially
I'm
regarding.
listening to what Gary is saying,
Yeah.
and somehow I disagree with him when it comes to certain things. But we agree on one thing: that Starmer isn't the person to lead this country,
Mm.
right? For the fact that prior to his ascension to the office, he made promises to people which he know was totally unrealistic.
Who is that? Who made the promises?
Sunak
Sunak, yes.
made promises to people like Suella, knowing that they were unrealistic. And in politics, if you make a promise, keep it, follow through with it, right? And because of that, he has sold his hand short, right? Because of how he was, because of how he got in and what he did prior to getting in. So I don't think he's a correct man to lead this country into the summer. I don't think he will last that long. But as far as Donald Trump is concerned, to me that's a madman in clean clothes.
You think? But I mean, we're juxtaposed. We're touching on two different areas, which is good. Good because everything is about leadership. We can even touch into Jamaica recently because there's a lot of election which is on the air. The UK election is due. They're hoping for May, but SUNAK'S says it's not going to be this point of the year. It's going to be more in the latter part of the year. In Jamaica, there's a local government election which is due to be called, and everybody's waiting for the prime minister to call it. And in America, you're seeing whereby Nikki Tapper, the second one, because Ron DeSantis realized that there's no way forward for him to make a breakthrough as leader.
You mean Nikki Haley?
So not Nikki Tapper. Nikki Tapper is a reporter in BBC in Midlands there. Yeah, Nikki Haley, she's still pressing through, but Trump seems to be the person leading the charge. Yes, why is that? What are we trying to say? Is America gone to the dogs in the sense whereby if we're saying Michelle Obama is saying that you need adults in the room, but the adults in the room, hold on, the adults in the room are creating chaos. There don't seem to be any sort of control. There's wars in the Middle East.
There are no adults in the room.
Yeah.
And I think you should pay a little bit more respect to the dogs.
To the dogs.
Yeah. Because Donald Trump, you wouldn't feed him to a mongrel. Right? You'll poison that dog. Okay? If you notice, if you heard a speech that his lawyer made, I think was last week.
Yeah.
That the 3 judges that he appointed to the Supreme Court, they're hoping for them to do him a favor by granting him, by saying that he has absolute immunity.
Yes.
Right? And the last time I checked, no matter what you've done for a lawyer or a judge, you do not compromise your names like that.
Yes.
Right? They're beyond reproach. So if by appointing half of the judges in the US, and it's been proven in 2020 after elections, all the judges that he appointed dropped they ruled against him in all of the election cases that he brought. Because he was hoping that America would have slipped back into the days of the mafias, where you appoint them and they're indebted to you. Nobody's indebted to Donald Trump. Nobody owes him anything. Right? In fact, Donald Trump owes America everything because he's taken from them. He has been taking things from them up until today's day. So I do not think we will see Donald Trump back in the White House come November or come January 25. Right? And that is why the Republicans in Congress are forcing people to step aside for Donald Trump to be made supreme leader.
Yeah. Do you know that one of the things, though, regarding the election in America, whether one likes the candidates or not, they're all focused and there's a level of certainty on the dates for the election. You have in America They know that that's going to happen at a particular date. In the UK, we know it's going to happen at a particular date. Someone just mentioned in TikTok here that Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, is going to have to put off the local government again because 6 weeks is mandatory for nomination, and
Yes.
now the election is in February. Um, what do you say about that? I mean, yes, Donald Trump may be erratic, but then at the same time, you have governments who are actually holding the people at bay, not giving them the opportunity. Donald Trump, Nikki Haley, Biden, and all these guys are giving the American people an opportunity to vote. Isn't Garry?
Don't forget.
Yeah, go on.
Don't
Yeah, go on.
forget. Trump wanted to postpone the 2020 elections.
What, he wanted to postpone. I mean, the
He
results.
wanted to postpone.
The results.
No, the election itself.
Did he? Did he, Garry? I thought it was.
He wanted to postpone it.
I think he wanted to postpone that, but two, he wanted to recount when they had said that they had finished counting.
Gary, he wanted to postpone it, right? Yeah, let me say, he wanted to postpone it, right? Because of COVID, yeah. He didn't want mail-in ballots because they didn't work for him. Okay. He didn't want the counting to carry on beyond the night of the election. Because once mail-in ballots start coming in, they'll find out that Democrats were the ones that were voting by mail-in ballots and not going to the poll stations. Remember, it was in the height of, or towards the tail end of COVID. So those factors considered, he wanted to postpone it, and then when midnight comes, that was when he declared that he was a winner. And that was why he came up with this thing about election being stolen from him. The speech that he gave was I was winning. Frankly, we won the election. Right? And the American public, I do not understand their mindset, believe everything that that Orange Jesus has said. And that was why we had the violence on January 6th. Because they believe everything that he said.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Herbert. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Yes, he didn't want 2 points there, and you elaborated on one and to say that he wanted that postponed, and then at the extreme end of it, he said that he lost because they took the victory from him. Those are two areas that are very concerning, I think, for the political establishment of America, plus for the citizens of the UK. However, what I would want to say and highlight is that if you don't have Trump, if Trump is not there, which of course, okay, let's, rightly or wrongly, yes, and you have Biden there, where is what leadership do you have that comes to the fore? Because from what we see, from what I am seeing at this moment, yes, we have a president, but is he functioning? That's one question. And outside of that, with an election looming, which will come, what other alternative leadership do you have that you see that would really bring, and that can bring the leadership that the world is looking for? Because obviously there are leaderships coming up around the world that that is taunting a world power that is far greater than any other country in the world, which is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So we need that kind of stability in the world that would bring some kind of normality, but we're not seeing that. That's not
And
what the
Donald Trump is
world.
not the one.
No, fine.
He's an
I would agree with
extortionist.
you. I will agree with you, Herbert. But that's why I said take I was gonna say take Herbert out of it. Take Trump out of it. Take
Yes.
Trump out of it. What leadership is there that is going to bring any stability or bring calm to the countries that are looking towards the US right now?
All right. If the Republicans had accepted that January 6th was never to have happened, right? If they had did everything to expel Donald Trump from the party because he did everything, they would have found a leader. But because of their weakness, their timidity,
I realize
and
I was
Donald Trump get them weak in the knees.
yes.
No, Herbert.
Right?
Herbert.
Yes.
I agree. Listen, I'm agreeing with you. But listen, even if Donald Trump was not allowed, if every state had followed the lead of some
They would have
states
found a
that
leader.
they couldn't, where? Tell me out of those that are left there, who is the strongest one there that would have brought any leadership to bear? Tell me, because
Well,
Nikki, I don't see it in Nikki. I don't have anything against Nikki Haley. I have nothing against her, right? She may be, but she doesn't carry the gravitas. When you look
Right.
at DeSantis, what does DeSantis bring? Nobody trusts him, and they think that he's a weirdo with some of his policies. Even the guy down in Texas there that was trying to see if he could do something, they're saying he's
Ted
weird.
Cruz.
When
Ted
I say
Cruz.
weird, I mean not sexuality in that sense. I mean
No. Ted Cruz is talking about, yeah?
Huh?
You're talking about Ted Cruz.
No, not Ted Cruz. There's another one down. There was, I think, the governor of Texas, wasn't he? Didn't he show his hand as if he wanted to
No.
Is that the guy in the wheelchair?
be
The
a-
governor of Texas is the guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
Oh, he's in a wheelchair?
Greg
Okay.
Abbott.
Well,
Greg
oh
Abbott.
no, it was not Abbott. No, it wasn't Texas. It was California. I'm sure it was California. The one I'm thinking.
No,
of.
you're talking about Mitt Romney in Utah.
No, not Mick. The one in California there.
Yeah.
The governor who's the governor of California? What's his name?
The governor in California is Gary Newsom,
Yes, him.
right? He would have been next in line for maybe the next presidential election for the Democrats.
Yes.
Gavin Newsom.
Okay,
right?
Okay. Newsom is
After you finish, I come in. Yeah.
Democratic. He's Democratic. But I think there is well, again, you'd have to go back to the old guard. You'd have to go back to Mick Romney. You'd have to go back to these guys in order to bring some leadership to the fore. But what we have right now,
after Gary speaks,
right now, right? They do not bring anything. I'm not saying that Donald Trump is bringing anything. I'm not saying that he's bringing anything that is wholesome. He brings what he brings. In as much as chaos is following him, In as much as whatever is running around him, Herbert, what I'm saying is that he seems to bring some kind of gravitas. I can't put my hand on it. I can't say what it is. It
Yeah,
could be it could be something unseemly. What I'm saying here, he brings something that the world seems to take notice of and is afraid of. I see fear. I see fear in the eyes of some of these people when they know
Really?
Trump is coming back.
yeah. Can I
When
just
they
come?
know
Sorry,
Yes,
I need to say something. Can I say
I
something,
do
please?
hear.
Yeah. Can I say something, please? Herbert mentioned a point, and the point Herbert mentioned was that if there was no Trump, somebody else would rise. And Gary was saying there's no one else. I always believe that um, whenever there's a void in leadership, something will come. I saw a guy recently who was the minister of illegal aliens or so in the UK, and he was the one who led the campaign or led the case for the Rwanda bill, which passed through Parliament. I forget his name, but I see in him that conservative guy, a new leader rising. Sometimes you see them. David Cameron came up at a time whereby I was there. I was there at Westminster Central Hall where there was David Davis and David Cameron and he was there speaking. That was the time where everybody, saw this guy. And I believe, as Herbert said, that if Trump is not there, someone will come in the mix, and maybe not the Mitt Romneys or whatever like that. But I believe at the same time that Donald Trump has brought something to the table, and you got to ask yourself a question: is are Americans stupid? You know what I mean? Are Americans putting in Michelle Clark? Happy Thursday, Sylbourne, Reverend Herbert. Michelle, what do you say? You're in the States here. We're in the UK here, looking over on the pond. What do you say there about Trump? Because people are not seeing a high level of leadership in Biden. People remember Donald Trump, and what they're seeing now is not the tweets. The people who are seeing the tweets are like the Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton, all these persons who are saying that they need an adult in the house. But the adults in the house, as Herbert says, but they're not. There's no adults in the house. The dogs need a better position than the adults there. So maybe Trump is actually wanting to come back in and finish that term, the second term.
No,
And you say no,
no,
Michelle.
Sylbourne.
You don't want. Okay,
There's a
You don't
guy, Adam Kinzinger,
yeah.
right? Liz Cheney.
Liz, yeah,
Do you remember those two people?
yeah. I remember Liz Cheney. Yeah,
Donald Trump ensured that those people were pushed out because they didn't support the Donald, and they were seen, at least in my opinion, they would have risen to the top of the Republican Party,
yes,
right? But like the word GOP, the Grand Old Party,
mm.
the Republicans will never find anyone under 65 to lead them. It's the old boys club. Anything after that,
yeah,
they are playing catch up. They have to wait until they pass 65 to be acknowledged,
yes,
right? And for Donald Trump, he only declared himself to be running to stay out of prison.
You think so? I always find it fascinating about him being in prison. Will all the Secret Service be there as well, guarding the? Gary, do you think?
In my opinion, he should have been given Secret Service protection.
Mm,
No, he wouldn't.
He should not
would go
have
to
been
prison.
given it.
mm.
Pardon?
Well, no, but no, he wouldn't go to prison here, Robert.
Why? Tell me why.
No, he wouldn't go to a prison that is designated as a prison. He
Listen.
probably would go he probably will go somewhere else, or even they would allow him to stay where he lives, but go nowhere. I don't think
Gary,
he'll go to prison.
Gary,
Believe me.
anywhere,
Will people on TikTok,
anywhere,
Facebook, and
if it's
YouTube,
even one
will
day,
Donald Trump go into prison? If Donald go into prison, what do you think? Will you think Donald Trump will go to prison? You think the Secret Service will go to him with him in prison?
If it's even 1 day
checking
in
the
prison,
food,
I'll be a
checking the
happy
food
man.
and everything like that. Sorry, Garry. Sorry, Robert. We keep talking. Yes. Yeah.
Right? If Donald goes to prison for 1 day, I'll be a happy man. Because he shouldn't have been out there walking in the natural sunlight.
Boy, you don't like Donald Trump, Robert. You really
No,
don't
it's not
like
that I
him.
don't like him. He's a natural born
No, I
criminal.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he is free or he is innocent. I would
Yeah.
never say he's innocent because obviously, yes, he has done things.
Garry, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. He's an innocent man.
Yeah,
Well,
I know
he's
that.
an innocent,
but what I'm
unconvicted criminal, in my opinion.
I'm not saying that he's innocent of any crime. What I'm saying that he, as an individual, he would. I don't think he could be convicted from now till 2030. I don't think, or 2040, or the year 3000. He's not going to prison.
All right, let's bring in Michelle. Michelle is in the state. She has more authority. And someone on TikTok says Trump is anti-establishment. That's why he gets the bad press. Michelle.
Well, that's true again. That's true again.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Rev.
Hello, Michelle.
Herbert. Sylbourne.
Yes,
How
Michelle.
you guys doing?
Bless you. We're good. We're good.
Hey, man, you're all right.
What am I to say now? The thing is that right now I don't know what's going on in the U.S. I really don't.
Well, you're there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's going on with this vote, and it's like there is no representative for the Democrat or for the Republican. It's like none and void. Right now, I used to be a Democrat. I no longer vote Democrat. With Trump is never going to serve any time. He ain't going to serve no time. He's not going to serve no time. And you find a lot of people, because let me tell you something, in my win states, he's winning.
Yeah. Yes. It's like my cleanup.
What are the numbers?
Garry, Herbert, you'll have to go and help secure him because my cleanup.
No, what are the numbers?
I couldn't tell you the numbers, but I know he's cleaning up. Okay,
Michelle.
Huh?
In New Hampshire, he got 20% off 40.
Yeah.
Nikki Haley got the other rest.
You have some states that even I think 2 or 3 states took him off the ballot.
Yes.
They took him off the ballot.
And Minnesota.
Yeah, Colorado and I think Texas, is it? One of them other states.
I think it's Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Minnesota, right. They took him off the ballot. But the Republicans, you have some Republicans that is not for him at all. But then you have plenty of them that is for him. Because you have a lot of them that is saying when he was in 4 years ago, they were making money. People were making money. Dollars, I know it. I see it. I was making money. Ain't no money being made under Sleepy Joe. It ain't happening. Kamala's there. I even forget that she's vice president.
As you said a while ago, I was saying, who's Kamala?
Who, you know what I'm saying? I even forget about her, that she's even vice president. It's just that the whole Democrat Party, them need something to revamp and come again, because Sleepy Joe ain't working, and I don't see nobody else that can even run up and say, let them get a chance for the Democrats. I just don't see it. It's just not there, and then you look at it and you're saying, how the hell could someone that has so many indictments or charges or whatever against them can still be running for president? How the hell that happens? But it's America. It's just what's happening right now. I think the whole election thing over here at this point is just it's upside down at this point. Nobody know nothing really right now.
Who is Big Mike? Somebody said Big Mike for president. Well, I know someone on TikTok. They said that. But somebody said, how many wars did Trump make, Herbert? How many wars did Trump make? Trump didn't. There's no war that
He
happened under Trump.
no.
He just got rid
No.
of.
This is it, right? Obama didn't make any wars either. Obama inherited wars, right?
Yeah, but he made some
Trump
dodges things.
rode on the back of Obama's legacy. However,
Is that like?
What legacy
When Trump-
Obama having?
hold on. By not getting into a war. However, when he was leaving on the last day, he signed that declaration that they're going to pull out of Afghanistan,
Yes.
right? And that was why so many people died in Afghanistan in 2021, right?
Yeah.
The reason why Trump didn't create any war is that he's an extortionist, right?
Who that Trump?
He gets money from Saudi. He gets business from Russia.
Mm.
He tried to cozy up with Kim Jong-un,
Yes.
Mhm.
right? But all the legitimate leaders in the world, he pushed them to the side.
Yes.
Yeah. So now the report has come out.
Mm.
A Secret Service protecting Trump. Their bill at one of Trump's hotel was $2,500 a night.
Is this when
Trump.
Trump step forward there? You need an American president who can step forward
Yeah.
and lead the charge. Yeah. Not that it's bad.
But for me, Trump is a taker. Trump is not someone who gives back to America. He's a and I put it mildly, he's a parasite. He sucks and give back nothing.
The whole
Alright.
of them are parasite. The
Yeah.
whole of them are parasite. The whole of
Herbert,
them
let
take
Michelle
from us.
talk. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
All of them take from us. And all of them, let me tell you something. I hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm a proud American. I am not going to be a proud American because America don't really care for us. America is selling us food that other other nations ain't selling their people. Okay?
Yeah.
Up here, processed food, all them do is kill we off over here in America. Food that they're putting out here, if the government cared about us, they wouldn't be putting that kind of food out for their citizens. And it's a lot of things where they are doing. They don't care about their citizens. It's all about dollars, money. Even when Obama was in there, like I said, Obama's first year, I campaigned for Obama. Me go campaign, me campaign theme. Understand me? Have people run me off of them property with saying he's a Muslim and he's this, get off my property. Where I live is rednecks, all rednecks. Okay? And he didn't go in there and he didn't do nothing for black people. Obama did nothing for black people. I mean, I tell you, me campaigned for Obama the first year. And he went in there and he didn't do jack for black people. All Obama did was for the alphabet people. That's all Obama did was for the alphabet people.
Yeah.
What
Can I
is-
just
what- what
can I
is
just ask
alphabet
Michelle?
people?
Can I just ask Michelle? If there wasn't Trump, is there somebody your eyes would be on as a potential candidate? And I'm not talking just
My
Republican.
eyes is not on Trump, really.
Okay. Yeah.
I would wish they could come up with another
Alternative.
Republican representative, but he's all we got right now. Like I said, it's just like it's sad. It's like the Democrat. It's nobody for the Democrats. Nobody. And
Action
right now,
Jeffers.
you're not seeing nobody for
Republican.
the Republican Party either.
And these guys are very old. But Biden can't even walk properly. I mean,
Exactly. Sleepy Joe need to retire and go sit his behind down right now, okay? Because him Billy can't read from the prompters, and him Billy, him look like him get lost sometime.
He stutters. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He has a stuttering problem.
You mean Biden? No, I don't think.
Yeah.
Biden is not
Biden
about
stutters.
stuttering.
I don't think it's a stuttering
Biden is
thing
starting
that
to
way.
I'm
forget.
telling you.
Biden will start get Alzheimer's. All right.
He's not the
And that's
stuttering.
not
I don't think it's stuttering. Gary, what do you have to say? I mean, and people, hi Nima and those on Instagram and TikTok. Let me hear what you say in regards to this. Is Trump the way forward? And if there's no Trump, who else do you think? Someone said, who funds the campaign? That's who controls UAK. That's what you always say, Michelle, as well. Who funds? Who have the money?
Who have the money? That's all what it's about.
So somebody was saying to me that even in Jamaica, a lot of these guys who are ministers of governments or so, before they went into power, they were maga and they were hungry. Well, everybody know fat. Everybody's fat now.
Yeah, because them are rip the people them off.
So nobody wants to leave, and that's why I was saying that the power of the people is in the people. But the people
power of the people is more powerful than the people in power.
Sylbourne.
If people get together and come together, and you'll see changes. But we're not coming together.
People around the world vote for politicians and not for policies.
Exactly.
And that's why you can see these old men hanging around because they know their paycheck is coming next month because the people love them. Not because they love the policies. Right? They're sentimentally attached to politicians.
Yes.
And that's a problem that we have right across the world.
It's not only politicians. People, it's just human nature all the way. That it's not only politicians, it's even for like movie stars. Even if you hear the movie star do something that is way out, you still, just because it's one of your favorite movie star, it's like that person couldn't do that. Oh no, so it's all over. It's not even only for politicians. It's for
it's also with pastors as well.
As pastors as well. Exactly.
Don't even go down that road.
I'm not going to. It's Gary. Gary, I'm saying, Gary, I know he's a strong guy. So I'm back in there.
Well, it's the truth. I mean, look what's going on with TD Jakes over on this side. Look at what's going on with TD Jakes. This a big pastor and we're having big congregation. Look what's the download that's going on.
Leadership.
You think that people would look at that? They'll be like, "Oh no, that's TD Jakes. Oh no, I couldn't." Yes, TD Jakes is doing that. Okay,
Gary.
I mean, I agree in relation to Donald Trump and such that Michelle has stated. I agree with Michelle. I do agree with Michelle. I mean, I think that Biden needs to step aside. I respect him, but he needs to step aside. But even then, there's nobody that is in the wings even to say we need to put them in, because Carmela, she's disappeared in the background. I mean, she's not even.
I mentioned her name the other day, and my daughter was like, "Is she still alive?" I said, "You know what, Kiana, you're something else." But she was just joking because we don't hear anything about Kamala, or whatever.
And then you have Donald Trump. As I said before, as I was speaking sometime before, if you take Donald Trump out of the frame, who is there? Now I understand what Sylbourne says, that there is if there's a vacuum, something will fill it. That's fine, and that's the normal rule of thumb in those cases. But the thing about it is that you always know at least the known. There is always a known quantity that people can look at and say, okay, he seems to be the likely person. But there's
Things and time change. It's not like that anymore.
Nobody. And Trump seems to be at least, put it this way, out of the best of the bunch or whatever, he seems to know what he's going to do. He seems to be very strong.
Because he's got exact revenge. He's got exact revenge.
That's
what he's going to do.
I don't know if it's revenge, but Herbert, what I see, listen, if Trump was in office right now, Sylbourne, if Trump was in office right now, right, I do not believe that the little rocket man, them in Iran, and them down in Yemen would do what they're doing. I don't think so, because
No,
Biden
yeah.
reversed the decision of giving Iran how many millions?
Yes.
I mean, what kind of decision is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
And then the thing about it,
but Gary,
Herbert, hold
yeah.
on,
And
Miss
then the
Herbert.
thing about it is
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
American
Let
people is
Garry
tired
finish.
right now.
Let Garry finish that
Hold
point,
on.
and then
Let me finish one thing here. When Biden went in, and he immediately pulled the U.S. forces out of Afghanistan. Whether Trump said he was going to do it or not, he could have stopped that.
he could have.
tried.
He made a
He tried.
He made
He
a
tried.
complete
He could have.
mess.
He
He
could have.
tried.
He
The
made
document.
a
Trump
complete
had
mess
already
of
signed
that.
the order.
Yeah,
Trump signed that
no,
order on the last day. Was leaving White House.
but
Biden tried to extend it,
Biden could
and the
have
Taliban
done
said, "No,
better.
a minute
No,
more."
I don't believe that. I don't think so,
Wait.
Herbert. I don't think so, Herbert. I think Biden could have done better because it
He
made
couldn't
a
have done any
complete
better.
mess. It
All
made
right.
a complete mess of that area.
There's
What?
wait. There's a point I want to bring in also on TikTok. What if they all work for the man and all are working together while appearing otherwise? Someone said Trump is growing on me. And in regards to the vice president, they said she's hiding herself away from the Zionists. There was something I saw very interesting about the Trump, the recent election. In this joined to be as an independent the primary in these elections. He voted for Nikki because he believed Nikki has a better chance of losing against Biden. That's why. So, Michelle, a lot of people are actually joining into these recent elections to sort of vote out Trump because they don't want Trump to go against Biden. They prefer Nikki to go against Biden because Nikki has
Well, Nikki needs to go sit fair behind down because what
yes.
she just said the other day, I mean, I know what
Yeah,
she had said the other day. And then my governor here was running, but everybody was against him and him no make it.
Let
He was running in support of Donald.
Huh?
He
No,
was
he's not in
running
support.
in
Nope,
support of Donald.
nope. Him and Donald not talk to each other right now. Him and
Who not support?
Donald
Oh.
Who not talking to
are a big
Donald?
enemy right now.
Who is that?
But as soon as he DeSantis.
DeSantis, yeah.
But as soon as he left, he endorsed Donald.
Listen, man, listen. Don't
Because
worry.
he never have no choice.
After a while, all of these guys are going to be surrounding
Him not
Donald.
no choice.
Donald is going to give all these guys position. It is him speaking well of all of them all of a sudden. But listen, I want to move this quickly before we go into Jamaica. We're all Jamaicans right here. There's something interesting going on in Jamaica. And why do you think there's a call for an election in Jamaica, for a local government election, which has been why is Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister, holding the people at bay, if anything?
So
Don't want to give them that
listen,
election.
you see, I don't understand Jamaican election. Me leave Jamaica from me a little pitney.
Yes.
What do you mean by local?
The local government election is the one with the councillors.
With the councillors, not the primary, like where you vote for the.
No, like your midterm, Michelle.
Yeah.
Oh, like our midterm. Okay.
Like your midterm, yeah.
But they're talking about the possibility of him. Even Michelle just went a while ago. I mean, they're talking about that he may even call the local and general at the same time. That's what some people are saying. Yeah.
It's not going to work because it's two different campaigning. Right? So what you will have now is an island covering being insulated with politics from top to bottom. And all the schools will be forced to shut because the schools and churches are what they used to use as electoral voting centers. Right? It's not going to happen. It cannot happen.
Somebody just said something.
That is.
Yeah. Somebody just said something which I always say: no matter what election, the government will get in, regardless of who you vote for. I always say, you vote out the government, you get the government back in. Someone just said, you vote out the government, you still get the government as well.
Which is true. Which is true. That is true. As for I here in the United States, I think that your midterm election is more important than even primary to me.
Yes.
Because it more affects where you live. You know, for you to vote in your councilman, for you to vote in your the law, the you know, for you to vote in that affects you, your school, for the schools, if you have kids that goes to school. So to me, a midterm election is more important to me than even the
Yes.
primary election, because it
Yes.
affects
Yes.
you directly, you know. So I don't know all the Jamaican thing go, what have
Yes.
you, but
From Sierra Corner election in 1983, that's not election. The election cycle in Jamaica has been an at will. When I'm ready, I will call election.
I'll call an election. But why is it
Right?
like that though?
Yeah. The prime
I
minister
think
called
that's
it
very unfair.
in favor.
That's unfair for
Before
you to keep
1983, elections was every 5 years. General
right.
elections every 5 years. Right? Local government every 5 years. But after
Yes.
1983, when Sierra called a snap election, the next election was 1989.
Which he lost.
Yes.
So that was
Right?
like what, 8 years after?
Yeah.
83,
6 years
85,
after.
86,
6
87,
years after.
88,
Yeah.
6
89.
years.
6 years
Right?
after.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
he tried very much to hold on to power.
Yes.
Right? And the next election after that was in the 90s, 93.
Yes.
Right?
You know,
So they just do it by will. They just
yeah.
do it by when they're
Yeah.
ready to.
In wrapping up,
Yeah.
yes, you're right, and this is a very unfortunate thing because the prime minister of Jamaica had said after he won that last election, and he said in the first 100 days he's going to sort out fixed elections, and one of the promises of is that people can sleep with their doors open, as well. Maybe they're talking about the door open within the house, but the main door closed. So he's right. Leave your door open, so it could be the bedroom open,
Could
and
be.
front
But I
door.
don't
So
even know why people would jump on that and hold them to something like that. That's a foolishness.
But I said to Lester for Saturday, I said, Lester, what I'd love for you to do is to collate all these groundbreaking. The prime minister says groundbreaking so many things. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. I tell you, I can't even keep up with it. Nobody can keep up. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. There's groundbreaking everywhere, and I realize, and that's a danger about when the power of calling an election is in the hands of the prime minister and his crew.
And
Because
it should not be, because that's unfair.
Yeah, exactly, because what they are doing now, they are saying everything and doing everything because they know the time when they'll call it. And then I'm getting to understand that the PNP is holding back in saying some of its policies because guess what? Andrew Holness a thief. The police are thief.
I don't understand. What do you mean by Andrew Holness a thief? This and if it's election, it's election. You're putting out there what you're standing
policies, because you have manifestos, things that people want to say that they're going to do. There's some of the things that the prime minister is actually saying he's going to do, or he's going to, and I find this a lot. They keep saying what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do. And I just hope the people, just like someone say, recognize that it's all lies, some of them, and will never happen. And the people are the energy of any country. And something I said this morning while I was walking, that the power is in the people have the power, and the prime ministers and the presidents, unless you're a dictator, they don't really have the power. It has been loaned to them for a period of time, but somehow some countries, and I believe that Jamaica, has allowed the government to somehow have their field way, and somehow they are deemed as gods. That's what I pick up on in Jamaica.
Andrew
And what
Holness
it
is like a
is
landlord
that
in Jamaica.
Come again?
The thing is that I think that we have a lot of.
Sorry, once again, Michelle. Where's Herbert?
Andrew Holness is like a landlord in Jamaica.
He's like a landlord in Jamaica. There he goes. Like
Yeah.
a landlord in
they
Jamaica.
only come around when Mountain come to come fix something because they're reminding you that you need to pay your rent.
Yes. Michelle,
And I think it has a lot to do with ignorance. I think we have a lot of ignorant people in Jamaica.
Mm.
And that's the reason why the government is the way it is. And that's the reason why the voting system go because it's just so many ignorance that is happening down there. So, ignorance it then leads to fear. And then from fear, it leads to them hate this and them hate that, And then this is just how it goes. And then from the fear, it leads to violence. And this is how our country is running right now. All ignorance and just fear and disorder and stuff like that. That is what's happening in our country right now. And they're gonna, if you're running for something, you're gonna put out there, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this and this is what I'm gonna do. Of course, plenty of them do it here, there, other countries. Yes. Because they want to be voted in. So them all say what them think the people them want to hear. Of course they're gonna put that out there. But it's not gonna manifest. A lot of them don't manifest. And Jamaica government prime minister is not the only one that has done that. You have people here. You have the government here too. That when they campaigning, they push out what they are. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. But you never see get fruitful and come true. It don't happen.
Garry,
the people in Jamaica just need to educate themselves more and learn about this thing so they can really be involved, because there's a lot of them is not involved. People them in Jamaica right now, you know what them I do? Them I work hard, the ones them that is working for the little money that they working for. All they thinking about is feeding their family, having a roof over their head right now. Them not have the time for all of this. They really don't. They're not thinking about that. Their main focus is getting their household right, getting the household right.
Yeah. There's something which happened recently, and there was Prince Harry and Meghan was in Jamaica. I don't know if they're still there. The One Love movie was launched, and it's a big thing in Jamaica. But when I saw it, I said to myself, the constitutional reform in removing the king as the head of state, and nail has been driven there. Anytime this happens, they always go back and starting from scratch again, because people love, like I said, they love the royals, as you can see right there, the Duchess of Sussex and Prince William. Nobody's thinking about the constitutional reform now. So sorry, what you said, Garry? I mean, Robert.
Harry is not considered a royal.
No, he's not. He's an outcast now, honey.
Now he's still a royal. He's part of it. He's
him and Meghan is the outcast now.
He has a lineage to the crown. Yeah, if he still has it.
Hold on. What line? We're in the line. Harry falls
after the children. After the
Okay, all right then. There you go.
Children.
There you go.
So the more children come, the more he pushes back. Yeah.
So Sylbourne.
Yeah.
Cook some food, and invite me to your house and tell me, say, after your children eat and your neighbor's children come and eat, if anything leave, you'll give it to me. Right? Put yourself in Harry's shoes.
To respond to that? Yeah. That a trick question.
Put yourself in Harry's shoes. If Prince William's children are ahead of him in the pecking order, he's surplus the requirement.
Yes.
Yeah. Because if you're going by science, Harry is going to die before them.
But the children, them, yeah.
So how does that work? We're a child.
And if Prince George have another son or so,
there you go.
There you go. In order, yeah. Anyway, and the last word. Any last word, Garry? What's your word for the week?
In relation to Jamaica thing. I mean, Jamaica's all over the place. They don't know what they want, and they're trying to blind the people with science, because obviously they have this thing with the presidential or Republican thing that you were helping to do. Have they come back on that? No, right? Yeah, but yet they want to push that on the electorate. Then they have then they're saying they want to have local as well as general elections at the same time. I mean, you know, what do they want? These people and people around the world, all they're looking for is that when they're going to power, they stay in power. And we
Yeah.
see it right across the board, both in the Western world and in the world that is over on the East there,
Yeah.
like in the Middle East and all of that. So you know, we just have to be wise and not really be fooled by what these guys are saying. I feel sorry for Jamaica and those who are there, because if they're looking for the prime minister and the parties, whichever party is in government, to do them right, then
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to
Dog
happen.
name, dog name suffer.
Yes, super.
Herbert.
I just would hope that there's something called common sense.
Yes.
If someone should just go out and buy some, because it's not a common commodity,
Nope. Common sense is
right?
common.
No. And the people that support the politicians right around the world have displayed that on a daily basis,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the day they wake up and realize that we've been taken for fools for centuries,
Yes.
then I think we will be heading to some kind of prosperity.
Mm.
Well, I just think that the citizens has to be the one that wake up, because guess what? The one that way in the government and where it's about all that. That's what they're about. That's all
Yes.
them I see is dollars in a fit them pocket. You think them
Yes.
really care? It's just the money that is holding them dear, and the wheel and deal what them are doing them things there. So it's the citizens them in Jamaica that needs to wake up, educate themselves, and so that they could do better with who they're choosing in their country. And another thing, Jamaica is all about colors and party. They are not for their country. It's not about country. It is all about them colors. If you're orange or if you're green, and it's all about the party.
And
You
and
know?
Michelle, the point also when you mentioned about party and it's for colors, there's a lot of talk in Jamaica now about brand Jamaica, brand this, protect brand. And the more I think about it, I get annoyed because you're trying to treat the people as if they're some commodity or they're some
Right.
market product. This is a country. These
This
are
is a
people.
country.
You know,
Exactly.
you don't treat them like a brand or something like that. I know about these brand things, and there are people who are these brand experts. They'll brand you out of who you are and turn you into
Mm-hmm.
something who you are not. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and Jamaican government has got to be, you know, the people have got to really take their rightful place. And when we think about even the constitutional reform, which they're talking about, you know, we're moving persons. I maybe have to end on this again. 6 MPs or 6 ministers are being investigated for illicit enrichment, and they're all there as if no big deal. In Barbados, Motley removed a guy who was a deputy speaker of the house or so because of some allegation of some rape thing or something like that. She said
Mm-hmm.
step aside and she defended herself until it is sorted out. But in Jamaica, when there's some allegation of somebody,
They're still in it. They're
you
still
still
there
keep
in it.
Listen,
the
man.
guy's still in the house and then play games in
And
March,
then play games and
and now he's going
yeah,
back into the JLP.
yes,
Those
and
six
then he
Yeah,
people,
run again
those
and
six
all that
people
kind
got
of
an
stuff.
increase last year.
there again,
Those 6
300%.
people got at least between 200 and 300% increase last year.
Yes, yes.
And then we have our friend Lester that will come on here and he will defend and say this is the
Okay.
reason why I'm this and this.
Okay.
Don't,
You know?
if you call, let's say you have to call him in, you know. So if you call,
Yeah, you know that already. You know me
let's say
not
we'll have
afraid
to
to tell
defend
Lester.
himself, you know. So
You
you
know,
know that.
and it's this and this, and you know why? And I'm gonna say it. It's
Yeah.
because you have hookup. Lester go to Jamaica, Lester have them hookups, them Lester know this and that. So you're going to be in it. You're
Yeah.
going to be there, and them will give you get
Yeah.
the regular Jamaicans. Them when not in it like you, them they're just there. You
Somebody,
know,
yeah, somebody on
you
TikTok. Yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah, please.
you know you dear. You know these people, so you get little handouts, you get little favors done for you. So you not gonna see nothing wrong with the system, cause you get your favors them done.
Somebody on
know
TikTok, somebody on TikTok just picked this point up. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to finish it, but visiting Israel, I was disappointed in Jamaica PM. Now that is one aspect about the government of Jamaica visiting Israel, but one of the things about Jamaica over the years, with Michael Manley, with issue with racism and South Africa and all those, Jamaica had a voice. Yeah, the Bob Marley. Jamaica had a voice that stood up for righteousness and stood up for things. But right now, everybody afraid. People afraid. You know what I mean? Look at, people don't want to talk. People are scared.
Because
What do you mean?
Jamaica is a dependent country. They're not an independent country as it is being made out to be.
Yes.
Jamaica depend on every other major
country.
foreign countries
Yeah.
for survival.
For
So
survival.
they have to be careful what they say, when or how they say.
Yeah.
I mean, America will squeeze them and put them to the back of the room.
Yeah, and them sell out.
Yeah.
Them
Honestly,
sell
put them
out
to the back
them
of the class.
country to these other countries. That's what they do. Them don't think about the citizens and think about what is best for their country and their people in their
Right.
country. Them just as long as America might say okay, and then the thing about it, they're giving you money, but there's something that comes along with that money that they're giving you. They're going to tell you how to do this, how to do that, what them wanted to do it,
Yes.
and all them
course.
things.
Yeah.
There.
Yes.
You know.
Greetings, Mel's Food. Greetings. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Michelle, Herbert, Garry, and those on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I want to thank you so much for joining today. Spirited discussion, a conversation that we'll have to keep continuing. And I will always keep continuing them. I mean, in the part this morning, I was speaking about the power of the people. Michelle, say what you always say about the people power. Say those words
Power
again.
of the people is more powerful than the people that's in power.
Power of the people is more powerful than the people
that's in power.
Power.
So if we come together, we can outdo them.
Yeah. And the song which I've been playing a lot these last days, which just all of a sudden it came back. Garry, I don't know if you know this song, but I've Got the Power by Snap. I've been listening to that song so much. Garry, we're not thinking.
And then another thing is not what your country could do for you, it's what you can do for your country.
There you go. Correct.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
It's not what the country can do for you or what you can do for your country where you come from.
Yes.
All right.
So the education is a very key thing.
Exactly.
Me and Herbert will be sitting and having our popcorn and I don't think it's gonna be we're not gonna have Coca-Cola, Herbert, but we're gonna have something healthy to watch.
Have some cane juice.
Yeah, gonna watch how Donald Trump win the election.
That's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
You'll be surprised on the way things are right.
Listen, Albert, are you gonna say you're gonna leave the world if Donald Trump? Because Whoopi Goldberg, everybody, dumb angst, everybody was saying if Donald Trump won the last time, they'll be leaving America.
I knew that if he won, he would have been a one-term president, right? Because the thing is, you go into jobs, you do not understand the job, but you go into it.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump wanted the job to go into him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference. Right? Donald Trump is the only president. His brother died, never served the U.S. government a day. But the service was held in the White House.
Yes.
Right? Donald Trump.
I don't know why I started about Herbert. I don't know why I started about
Donald Trump's children never served America. But they're all part of Donald Trump's cabinet.
But there's something I always say about this, though, with Donald Trump and the high level of nepotism, as people would say. I say at least the man is looking out for his children.
Doggone right. That's right.
And I believe that men, listen, I went to a school the other day, my daughter's school, for a discussion on race issue and blah, blah, blah. And I was the only man there and the only black man there. The second time I went there were more women and I was still only black man there. You see, what I'm trying to say to you is that a lot of the power that we have is in us, but we need to actually filter it through. Because when you talk about these different things, we all have a voice to say. So therefore, I believe I think it's encouraging when I see a black man, when it's a Tiger Woods, with his children, working with him. When you see North, Kanye West's daughter saying, Miss Bestie, Miss Westie. My daughter loves it. You know, when you see Will Smith's daughter singing this song, wait a minute, you know, you can see these fathers are what should I say, investing. Look at Beyonce.
I don't know about Will Smith.
No.
I don't know about his kids, honey, because they
No.
so
But I'm
weird.
just talking about the fact that yeah. But I'm just trying to say that it is very important for men to invest in their children as much as they can, even though the children may, or some of them may go astray or so. You know, that's all I'm saying. So with Donald Trump,
Men and women, you invest.
I'm giving Donald Trump a plus for that. I don't know the nepotism bit and whatever.
Donald Trump want to keep it in the family, honey.
Keep it in the family, man. Listen. Andrew Holness is keeping it in the family. His wife is the Speaker of the House.
Exactly. And I don't know how that happened.
Colonel Charles, a
How
former
could that
Speaker.
happen?
Wait. Colonel Charles, a former Speaker of the House. He's got 2 of his children in the House. Douglas Vaz was a Minister of Government, MP. He's got his son Darrell Vaz, and he's got his wife is also an MP. Come on, man. Everybody's trying to keep.
Garry and Sylbourne. Do you know that Norman Manley and Buster Manley are cousins?
There you go again. It's a family thing. It's a family affair.
Well, that's what they say about the presidents here too in the United States. That some way down the line they're related with each other.
The King of England and Germany are relatives to the backside. Prince Philip.
I mean, I wouldn't be too proud to call anybody named Trump a relative apart from Mary. I would be too proud. No.
Suppose you found out that he was your distant relative. What you would do then?
I seek a divorce.
You what?
I seek a divorce.
A divorce from the side of the family.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Listen. The bit somebody just said if Andrew here sounds sad, but the bit about Andrew Holness, and we can say this because we're all family here, and people are speaking it a lot. His wife is the Speaker of the House. Somebody said they would have an interview, and they say when I think it was Cliff Hughes was interviewing his wife, and said, when is the election? And she said, I don't know. Sleep, talking, I'm sleep.
And that is you see, and that I just, and this is a part of the botch government with them having a Jamaica, because that shouldn't be. It should not be.
No,
that she is the Speaker of the House and her husband is the Prime Minister of the country. That should never be.
But it is legal. It is not illegal.
But it's not ethical.
Why is it not ethical? I'm defending the Prime Minister here.
It's not ethical.
It's not ethical, Sylbourne.
But Speaker of the House is there for you to set the rules that really, and for you to make sure that the things them are all
exactly.
Right. If your husband, you know your husband will do some under a deal thing or whatever, you ain't gonna come out and say what such and such. You're not. So that is what we call that.
Curry favor.
No, not curry favor. Like
a nepotism. Conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest. Yes. Exactly.
No, Sylbourne, there's nothing ethical about that relationship.
No.
So why Jamaicans just allow that? Ashrag, you're there on TikTok. Are you accepting that? What do you guys there in Jamaica?
And there it goes back to not being educated, ignorancy.
Exactly.
Because it shouldn't have happened.
I'm not saying she's not qualified.
Hold on. This is what I'm like. Most MPs in the UK employ family members. Listen, I walk into the House of Commons in Porculus House, and I remember I used to go and visit Dominic Greaves regular. He was a mentor to me when I shadowed him and a couple of the MPs with the Operation Black Vote scheme. I used to walk in the House of Commons a lot. Diane Abbott office was there. This is David Cameron and these guys walking. It was no big deal. And I remember one time I was at Jamaica for the diaspora conference, and I was there speaking to someone in I think it was the arena, and then I was speaking to this person at one of the standing. I think it was I don't know which stand it was. Then all of a sudden, the person started to get distracted. They weren't looking, and I said, "What's going on?" It was Peter Bunting was coming through as Minister of National Security with his entourage, and it's like the person was going to faint. They put this high level of emphasis and onus upon ministers in government in Jamaica. So that is one of the issues as well. Over here is no big deal. They say Tony. Nobody needs to call
Nope.
Mr.
Over
Honorable
here ain't no
for the
big deal
business.
either.
Yeah.
Sylbourne.
No. Somebody.
Sylbourne.
No. They're not calling you uneducated and ignorant over there on TikTok. They're saying the person's making a general statement that Jamaicans are not calling it out. So it wasn't you specifically. Yeah. I'm speaking to somebody on TikTok. Yeah.
I'm gonna say something which may rub people the wrong way.
Yeah.
When this cloth turn table towel, it create problem.
When what?
This cloth turn table towel, it creates problem.
Yeah.
Right? So when I look at man leave his district and go to UE, and from UE he gets inducted into one of the parties. Okay?
Yes.
They think that they're the most important person that is walking the face of Jamaica because they can have 6 police waiting on them outside their house from protective services, whisking them through the streets of Kingston.
Yes.
Nothing of them can see who is outside because they're traveling so fast.
Yes.
What is not to like about that lifestyle?
Listen.
Why do you think they don't want to let go of it?
Listen.
Because they're each given at least 2 bodyguards from protective services, not to mention the criminals that they have bodyguarding them as well. What is not to like about that lifestyle?
Go on.
Real quick. Even Ted Kennedy. I think that Ted Kennedy is a good candidate. But you know what them do to him. You know, see how them do him. And Ted Kennedy is more for the people. He is more for the people.
Yes.
And they just outcast him.
Yes.
Because anybody that poses a problem to Donald Trump, he push them to the side.
And it's not even Donald Trump alone. It wasn't Donald Trump alone. It happened now in this administration. It's when they forced out Kennedy, Ted Kennedy. I'm about to buy his book because it has a whole lot in it.
Is that his son or grandson?
And that's the reason why they just cast him out because he's telling the truth.
Which father is it? Who is the father of this Kennedy? Who is it John?
Not Ted Kennedy. I'm so sorry. Ted Kennedy, old man. I'm so sorry. I'm talking about John.
Robert.
Yeah.
Who is his father?
His father is William the Kennedy, the one that used to be the president.
Oh, John. Is John's son?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, and I love that guy.
Yes.
And they just forced him out because he started talking about the vaccination and what it did to people. And they just threw him to the side because of what he came out with, the truth. Yeah. They don't want him to come out with the truth.
Yeah. I'm getting a little signal like I think it's trying to shut down. So I want to wrap it up 22:32. But it's a very good I'm glad the discussion reached to this point. I was sharing and talking about these different things, you know. Kennedys are in with Big Pharma just like Trump. Be careful what you wish for. You know, as Michelle will say, they're all in it for the money, isn't it? So we got to get in as well. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for coming on. And remember to like and subscribe to show Sylbourne TV. Go on to YouTube, subscribe Sylbourne TV on TikTok as well. Super Sylby. You know.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Take care, Michelle, and all the best.
Take care.
Say hi to Trump on behalf of Herbert. Herbert said to say hi to Trump.
I wouldn't waste my hoodies.
And so thank you so much. Saturday night, talking SIP, and on Sunday we have Professor Rosalie Hamilton or talking about governance in Jamaica. I think Jamaica is getting hot, you know, because somebody just sent me a voice note a while ago about Jordan Silvera and the case, and I think
they remanded.
I think they removed press out of the court.
No, he's been remanded.
Yeah, they removed press. They removed press from it or something. I might go on TikTok, you know. I might go on TikTok. Garry, jump over TikTok. I'm gonna shut off now. And I've a lot of people on TikTok. I'll see if anybody wants to talk about it. You know. Herbert, we need to get you on TikTok as well, like Garry. You know, get you on the right side.
I need to wake up at 5.
So Garry, is it Garry?
I can't. I can get on the TikTok, but I can't. I can't. It doesn't. Isn't it? That's one that I can't. I can't seem to connect with you guys in, or was it Instagram?
No, I think you're on TikTok. This is TikTok. You're on TikTok.
Oh God!
Yeah, we'll have to find out what happened there. What happened there with you, Garry, on yours one day, you know? Let me see something there. Hey, okay, me to what TikTok. Okay, Michelle going to TikTok. And we had there's a new. Did you guys have this other hurricane, Jocelyn? There was Isha, and then there was Jocelyn. I've been asking the question: who named these hurricanes, and who are their parents? Anybody can find that out and send us a message for next show.
What I know is that they're named alphabetically.
Yeah. So Charlie got David, you know, a lot of Isha and Jocelyn. IJ, yes. So Jocelyn was the last one recently. Anyway, Herbert, Garry, see you around.
Bless you, man. Take care.
Yeah, man. We'll go on. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining this evening on In Review, touching on the latest news, and we touch on Rishi Sunak is his time of form, but it also incorporated and we stretch over into what's happening in America with Donald Trump, and also we touch on what's happening in Jamaica as well. We're just talking about these things. We've got to educate ourselves and not be afraid to share these things. And thank you so much, people on TikTok. But I'm gonna thank you, Julia. I'm gonna go over on TikTok a bit. So thank you very much. Remember to like and subscribe. Much appreciated. Share the show. And let me know what you also want in the discussion. Thank you very much and have a good night.